Hey everyone, this is a quick rundown of the Midjourney updates from July. Midjourney released new features for video creation, including looping and start-end frame control. To loop a video, you can click low or high motion down here and it will use your existing prompt text to create the looped video. To change the text prompt, the manual mode buttons that we had down here before are gone, and now we need to click animate manually. Up in the prompt bar, click the loop box and then select low or high motion. Looping also works on extended videos, so you can extend a clip multiple times and then have it transition back to that starting frame at the end. To set different start and end frames, drag your starting image up to the prompt bar and drop it on start frame, or if you have the image open like this, click animate manually. Add your end frame by dragging it here, change your prompt text, select your motion, and submit. Now you can also create Midjourney videos on Discord. If you only use Midjourney's website, feel free to skip ahead to the next section. First, if you want to be able to edit prompt text, add looping, or use an end frame, you must have remix mode enabled in your settings. Type /prefer remix to turn it on or off, or go into your settings to make sure remix mode is green. After clicking the U button to break your image out from the image grid, click on one of the animate buttons depending on the motion that you want. When remix mode is enabled, you'll get this pop-up where you can edit the prompt. To create a looped video, add --loop. To add an end frame, type --end and then paste your end frame's image URL. After you have your first grid of video results, open the grid to figure out which clip that you like best. Then click the U button that goes with that clip to break it out from the grid. Download your video by clicking this button here. Click extend if you want to add to the clip. And again, if remix mode is turned on, you'll get a pop-up where you can edit the prompt. If remix mode is not enabled, it will use your existing prompt as is. For more information on how to bring external and Midjourney created images into Discord, I'll link a video below. Other video updates in the works include 720p videos, which will likely only be available to Mega Plan subscribers because it's much more expensive to generate. Turbo mode for video is also coming, and a 2.5-second video mode, which is expected to be half the cost of the regular 5-second videos. The video upscaler is still a bit delayed, but is expected to be released this month. We may also see a decrease in the overall video cost once Midjourney gets all of their new servers up and running. For more tips on how to get the most out of Midjourney's video model, including things like camera motion and how to get a character to stay still or stop talking, be sure to check out these videos linked below. A couple of days ago, Midjourney released Midjourney TV. This is an experimental webpage that shows you highly ranked videos the community is creating. Just go to midjourney.tv to start the stream. You can click this little button down here to have it always show you the prompt if you want. Clicking the username will take you to that video's lightbox on the Midjourney website. I've actually really enjoyed watching this so far. It's oddly hypnotizing, and I like that the videos that it shows you will change to match the shape of your browser. So if your browser is wide, it will show you videos with wide aspect ratios, or make it tall if you only want to see videos with tall aspect ratios. You can also view it as a live stream on YouTube with a chat. I'll put that link below. And in case you're wondering, any videos created with stealth mode will not be shown on Midjourney TV. Looking ahead, the team has been working on V8 development, and they are very excited about the improvements being made. Some of the improvements, like better omni-reference capability and image coherence, could backport to V7, resulting in a possible 7.1 release, but this is not guaranteed. V8 is being trained on a much larger dataset, which should significantly increase the model's knowledge. V8 is expected to be a bigger release compared to V7, and it will likely be another 2 to 4 months before we see it, after which the team plans to spend several months refining it and updating other features such as the image editor, rather than rushing toward a V9. Then we have a couple of website updates. First, on the Explore page, you can now view top-ranked images and videos that Midjourney thinks you will like based on your V7 global personalization profile. Just click For You to view. I think these are refreshed once a day, and you can switch between images and videos over here. The search bar on the Organize page was updated to make it easier to search for images based on things like parameters. You can still type in a parameter and a value to search, but now we are shown a drop-down of possible options. For example, selecting type allows you to filter to images that were created through variation, the image editor, draft mode, and you can filter to videos that are extended or were created using end frame. You can even filter images by SREF and OREF, and having these little thumbnails makes it easy to select the one that you want. What I also really like about this update is that we can now filter images by date, so no more endless scrolling to find my very first Midjourney images. This search bar update also applies to the Create page. Moving on to a couple of quick community updates. If you're interested in API access with Midjourney, you'll want to fill out Midjourney's API survey. Midjourney does not have a publicly available API yet, but they are gathering information to determine if releasing one makes sense. They've said that it will likely be limited access and very expensive. Speaking of surveys, Midjourney is an independent research lab, and one of their projects is investigating how preferred aesthetics relate to demographics. If you'd like to provide data for this research, be sure to go to the tasks page and take the demographic survey. It takes about 5 minutes to complete, and you'll get 2 free fast GPU hours for participating. Midjourney silently released an update to Moodboards that improves performance, especially when you use different stylized weights to change your moodboard's strength. The team is also continuing work on a style explorer that will help us all more easily explore their vast SREF code universe. No hints as to what it will look like initially, except that it will probably be built into the Explore page. I'm really looking forward to checking it out, and if you're looking for a curated set of SREF codes with loads of examples, I just updated my SREF collection with a brand new set of SREF codes that work with V7 and Midjourney's newest style reference system. There are almost 500 SREF codes in the collection now. If you've already purchased the PDF on Gumroad or Patreon, you automatically get the updates for free. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and maybe even joining my Patreon community, where you'll find all of my monthly prompt collections, exclusive videos, and other Midjourney guides. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.